I am replacing an intermatic T101 with a new DT101 and there are only 3 wires hooked up to the T101. A neutral, A, gray, line 1 purple and load 2 black. No ground wire is hooked up or in the box anywhere. Is it as simple as transferring the wires to the DT101? What concerns me is the T101 is rated for 40 amps and the new DT101 is only rated for 20 amps. This is a timer for my sign in front of our business. The sign has 4 each 8-foot fluorescent bulbs inside the sign. Not sure how much power the bulbs are consuming but don't want to blow something up.
If the T101 is missing a ground wire, it is most likely because the circuit is using the metal conduit as the ground instead of a ground wire. This is typical as light commercial applications as you mentioned in front of your business. This can be easily verified if you test for voltage and touch the metal box or pipe. If you have voltage, there is a ground/bond present. If not, then the system is not grounded and it should be. As for the 20 amp versus 40 amp ratings, this is for the mechanism only. The T101 is a heavy-duty metal clock and switch assembly, whereas the DT101 is a digital clock and lighter switch assembly. I suspect if you are just controlling one sign, it is probably on a 20 amp circuit with is supported by 12 gauge wire. If the wire is 14 gauge, that is only rated for 15 amps. The circuit breaker should be rated for the wire. If not, then something is not being protected properly and should be corrected. Standard 8 single tube lamps are usually 40 watts each, x4 equals 160 watts, which is not much load to worry about, unless there are other fixtures on the same circuit. Then you would need to add everything up to see if the DT101 can support the entire load, which it should be able to do if it is on a 15 or 20 amp circuit. The wires you mentioned, especially the gray wire, indicates your system is 277V not 120V. White is usually the neutral for 120V, where gray is typically the neutral color for 277V. A standard voltage tester can verify that. Both clocks will support the 277V, it is just nice to know when working on live electricity for safety reasons. Hello. Thank you for using JustAnswer. My name is I will be assisting you today as well as trying to find a quick and simple solution to your specific question. All my responses are designed to be helpful, insightful, and any guidance or suggestions are based from the information that you have provided on your post above, with the intent of trying to save you time, money, and headaches. I have found in many cases it has always been better if we can establish an effective way of communicating, since either of us may have some additional information or questions that may be necessary in resolving the problem you are experiencing. Also, uploading clear photos will greatly help us both. However, if you feel I have not been very helpful or the answer I provided was not what you were expecting, then please do not rate me bad or poorly, 1 or 2 stars. It is best for both of us if you just ask me again to continue looking for more information or another possible solution. If I am unable to provide a better response, I can OPT out of your question, which will open it up for another expert that might be able to provide more assistance on this issue. Keep in mind that once I have been rated, it does not end our conversation. You can always come back later and ask me a follow-up question, if you believe it has relevance on this issue. I appreciate your understanding and cooperation of this request. Please note that there is only so much I can do from my computer and I may not be able to help you resolve or fix this problem, especially if it becomes apparent that a qualified service provider should be contacted to perform additional testing, diagnosing, troubleshooting, and has the required tools to make the necessary repairs. Is there any additional information you would like to add that was not mentioned before?
Thank you for the advice. Going to take my voltage meter and measure the voltage. The space we rent was built in 1982, so I'm not sure if there is 277V on the gray wire or not. I'm guessing it's 240V since the T101 only goes to 240V on its voltage settings. Haven't had a chance to replace timer yet. Replacing it this afternoon. Your advice was very helpful. Thank you.
TE gray wire is a neutral. The only difference is it identifies between 120V and 277V. When you measure the circuit wire from the breaker to either this wire or ground, you will either get 120V or 227V. If 277V, that is standard in commercial 3-phase lighting circuits. Note it is not the same as 240V. If you have 277V, you will have 208V for 2-pole appliances like air conditioning units or electric water heaters. Just some insight to help understand if you ever talk to service providers on site.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/ythi.